Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. We just got a little update on the old Presentergate, although we really should start calling it Grindergate, because a fourth young man has come forward to say that he's met this presenter via Grindr. So it seems to be the app of choice for middle-aged men who are married with lots of children and who want to get on down and get dirty with some young men. Now, of course, he's been reported as being very angry. Well, that's not surprising. He's about to destroy his own life. I mean, let's face it, it's no one else's fault. It's purely down to him. He chooses to do these things. He chooses to leave his wife of many years and go down and, say with young men. Well, why not divorce your wife? If that's who you are, fine. Divorce your wife and then have as much fun as you like. No problem. It's the moralistic standpoint that is bad. And that is why, of course, he can no longer be looked on with anything other than a wary eye. He can't sit there on the TV, holier than thou, and pontificate on matters of news, while sitting there with his nasty, dirty little peccadillos out for all to see. So he just needs to come clean and just tell everybody, yes, it's me, and then move on with your life, and then disappear into obscurity and try and live out the remainder of your years without too much, ridicule. I don't suppose there'd be anything else. Be ridicule. Anyway, we'll have a look at this piece. I'm not going to go too deep into it. It's very short. We'll just go boom, boom, in, out, show you it all about, and out of here. Move on to the next video. But it's just the idea that there's a fourth. Makes you wonder if there's going to be a fifth, doesn't it? Anyway, here goes. So, BBC star at the centre of sex pic scandal. Sorry, got to do it in my tabloid voice. BBC star at the centre of sex pic scandal is extremely angry as presenter faces allegations from 4 people now, including claims he sent Instagram messages to teenage follower and broke lockdown rules to meet the person he met on a dating app. Now, we've covered that was Boy3 was the dating app through it was the meet up through the lockdown, but we do have a fourth one now, but we're not going to go through all of these anyway. The BBC star at the centre of the picture scandal is extremely angry, a former colleague said today. Oh, former colleague. Is he being fired already then? As a fourth young person came forward to air allegations about the presenter. The unnamed presenter, who we all know, has been engulfed in a scandal following claims he paid a teenager £35,000 for explicit photographs, and is accused of defying the third national lockdown for an encounter with a different person in 2021. While the BBC was at the same time telling millions of people how to follow the rules as part of its coverage of the pandemic, he's a hypocrite. He's done. The scandal continued to grow last night as a fourth person came forward to claim he'd sent them creepy messages using love hearts and kisses on Instagram when he was 17 years old, although it's not known if the presenter knew of their age at the time. So he has got this desire, shall we say, of very young men. 17-year-olds. That's 2 of them who were in their 17 at the time. Last night, former BBC presenter Jon Sopel weighed in on the scandal, telling his newsagent's podcast that the unnamed BBC presenter, who we all know, is extremely angry over the allegations. Meanwhile, one senior BBC insider described the mood inside New Broadcasting House as increasingly fraught. He told The Times, "Everyone feels a bit blindsided. People are deeply frustrated that the BBC has become the story. Tim's comments today helped clear up some of the questions, but he still hasn't answered everything." Now, Jeremy Vine, I can actually just see at the bottom here, it's coming up to mention this, but I read on another piece. Jeremy Vine has come out. He was one of the people who initially, when the story broke, people thought, is it Vine? Is it Vine? And Jeremy Vine had to come out and say, no, it's not me, and it isn't him, And look, the dog's barking. Somebody's walked past the house. Enough! Dogs, eh? Anyway, Jeremy Vine's come out and he's saying that this guy needs to identify himself. He says, because although a lot of people know, there's a lot of people who don't know, and a lot of speculation is going on, and fingers are being pointed where fingers shouldn't be pointed. And he's saying this guy needs to come out, say who it is, get it out in the open, and stop other people being defamed or looked at or pointed at in various ways. He says it's only the right thing to do now. He says because everybody in the corporation knows who it is, just come out and just do it. In fact, the words he said was he should now come forward out publicly. These new allegations will result in yet more vitriol being thrown at perfectly innocent colleagues of his. And the BBC, which I'm sure he loves, is on its knees with this. Yesterday, on the heels of the original allegations that the unnamed star had paid the teenager for explicit photographs, a second person said they had been sent abusive messages, and then a third person, and now, of course, now we have a fourth. So, yeah, I mean, it goes on. There's the breakdown of the Times, which we've covered. I'm not going to go into that anymore. But he breaks rules. He breaks the COVID rules to push this, and it's just absolutely wrong. How can he sit there and say, "Oh, well, we're talking about COVID this, COVID that," and he's doing the news and pushing the government message, and he goes and does it because of his knob, basically. And it's just covering the stuff that we've covered before. So there's not really any more new news there. But I've just got it goes on a bit, doesn't it? There we go. I'm just seeing if there's anything as I'm flicking up. No, there's no more news there. They were just the two parts that I wanted to go. Well, three really, because there was the Jeremy Vine thing as well. So I think it is done. I think he needs to come out, needs to come clean, and just release people. Just let people off the hook who aren't him. It's about time. But it is nasty, isn't it? And he's got no business being angry. It's us who need to be angry. It's the people who pay the TV licence who really need to be angry. Especially if it comes to light that he has paid for the lawyer for that first boy. Because if that's the case, then that's money that the TV taxpayers have paid, that he's then claimed that he's now given to a lawyer to try and cover up what may be a potentially criminal act. It's not right. It needs to be investigated. The police need to be completely on this. Anyway, I'm going to round off and come up and we'll finish this video. It's the sheer bloody arrogance, you see. They sit there, these people. Oh, look at me. I'm on the telly. I'm earning an absolute fortune. I sit there and I read the news and I'm in charge. I'm the boy. I'm the bollocks. You do as I say, and if I get anything wrong, it doesn't matter. The BBC will clear up my mess and cover it up, as they have time and time and time again, with the likes of Stuart Hall, with the likes of Rolf Harris, with the likes of Jimmy Savile. That's who the BBC are. And now they're covering up this one. They're rolling the wagons around and they're protecting him, because that's what they do at public expense. It's disgusting and it's wrong, and they need to be accountable. And the police absolutely need to be through that organisation with a fine-tooth comb and pulling them all out, because there's tons of them like that. Tons of them. Sheer arrogance. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you see here on the channel, do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and make sure your 17-year-old son is nowhere near a BBC presenter. Bye.